Download the Local 3 News and Weather apps now.
We have been waiting for this day for a month now. Dr. Jess Fletcher with Acu Chatt is back this morning for the next and maybe final step in helping Sarah Ham overcome her cat allergy. Last month, Sarah had the acupuncture treatment done live on the show. She's lived with the needles in her ear for the last 4 weeks, and today we have the grand reveal to see how it has helped her, and we're all very excited. So here they are. How do you feel?
Okay, truly, I have to say, the drainage has gone down so much. What I've struggled with the most, which I think is what made me get tested for allergies, is that every single morning I wake up and I just feel like drainage going down my throat, which is not pleasant. It's not a nice good morning. It's not a cup of coffee. Right. You know, so that's why I even got tested in the first place. And I was kind of in denial, just thinking it was all seasonal. And then when I got tested, it was like the biggest flare up was for cats. And like, do you have any? I was like, well, 5. They're like, oh, okay, yeah. So you're really allergic. So that's kind of what started the whole thing. And my main complaint was drainage, and that has been the main thing that I've seen the difference in. So I'm very happy about that. Like, that's an immediate quality of life improvement. But then also I wear daily contacts, and the itchiness in my eyes has like extended. So normally I'd started feeling it around like 4 or 5 if I've had my contacts in all day, because I wake up pretty early to start personal training. And it's been like past dinner time, which is nice because I'm not like waiting to just put on my glasses. Right. Yeah, because the irritant of that, not just that you get the extra 2 hours, but because often too, if your eyes are really itchy like that, they get red, and it's really a problem. And I just like, you start wanting to touch your eyes, and you're not supposed to do that, especially like I'm cleaning weights and things down all day long. And so that's something too that I know could have made it worse, but that is getting better. And some days it hasn't really even been a problem. Like, I have seasonal allergies as well. But I'm petting my cats, I'm putting my face up next to them. Like, I'm doing all of the things, and I'm not just getting a bunch of drainage. Yeah. So. Okay, so I want to remind people, in case you didn't have a chance to watch this happen last month, my memory, Jess, is that you did your own testing of her on the show. It was not the skin prick, it's a muscle test. Exactly. And I think you tested her in multiple ways, because depending on what it showed, that would determine how you did the acupuncture. Right, there are several different components to a cat allergy, so it's not just cats, it's cat hair, cat saliva, cat urine, the things that are going to be like the particulates in the air that can trigger you, and I believe you were allergic to all of them. I think she was. Well, and I wanted to clear that up, or let people know that, because this was not a mild cat allergy, this is pretty significant. Yeah, like, I mean, it lit up like a Christmas tree on the skin prick test, and then for her to do it again and watch my arm fall, which was magic, or wizardry, or the magic of acupuncture, and how to test it. I mean, I was dumbfounded. And like, I was really trying to push my arm down. Like, I'm not... Oh, you're strong. Yeah. It was not an easy, like, oh, I'm touching you, knocking it down. Like, you have some strength there, but it goes right down with the allergy. And I'm stubborn. And so I was like, oh, I can beat this. Could not. Could not. Could not. Okay, so what they did was you put the needles in her ear. They were little tiny things. And then you kept them in. We can't even see them in that picture, really. You kept them in, and you had to sleep that way. So was that awkward? So the only, like, I'm a very light sleeper. I mean, we're talking white noise, earplugs, eye mask kind of person. So the only complaint that I had is that I just couldn't use an earplug in one ear. But to me, I'm like, that far, it's like so little compared to what I got out of it. Right. And I'm a side sleeper, so sometimes if I slept on my right side where it is, I mean, my ear would be a little bit sore, but it did that with an earplug. You know what I mean? It's just whenever you put too much pressure. So it wasn't too uncomfortable. And then I just wasn't supposed to like drown it in water. Right. Which I'm not just like standing with my ear underneath, trying to listen to the shower like rain. Right. So it was pretty easy to just keep it out of the way. And I was just being mindful of what I was doing. So it didn't take you any time to put it in. I mean, you did it live on the air, then you kind of went and taped it up for her a little bit off camera. So what will it be like for you to take it out? Do you want to do that now? Like a minute. Yeah, let's do it right now. So if there had been any kind of problem for her, Jess, would you see anything with her ear? Yeah, so if there's like an allergic reaction, for example, you're going to see the ear swell up pretty quickly. And we just take the needles out and it'll go away. Otherwise, that's pretty much the only side effect that you might have. Okay. So now for her moving forward, you don't really need to test her today, because the results that she's felt are their own tests. But if she, like, what's her expectation now?
So I would expect any allergy she has going forward, since we treated all the components of a cat, are something else, right? It's not your cat's any longer. It might be the ragweed going around kind of deal. So if you wanted to treat that, we could always test that or look for other allergens, but otherwise you're good to go.
Is this like a long-term fix?
It is. So everybody I've ever seen who had an allergy treated, we've never retreated the same allergy. It just stays.
I mean, that's pretty amazing.
And the same for the person who developed this protocol. He's never had a repeat allergen treated.
Who developed the protocol?
Dr. Solomon. He's up out of Washington, D.C.
Okay.
So he's actually an MD. He developed this protocol for alpha-gal specifically, but found that as long as we target the actual allergen, no matter what it is, you can treat anything.
So, I mean, we didn't really get into this a whole lot.
No, I don't think so.
The last time, but you're training in this. I mean, you're training all types of acupuncture, but this is kind of a specialty thing for you.
It is, yeah.
You want to elaborate a little? I mean, like, how did you get did you learn from him?
I did learn from him. So I did a training. It took me about 2 years to actually get into the class and go do the training.
Wow.
And then I finally went, and it's a long weekend of like intensive training. So you're doing 8-hour days. And then you practice and go home, and you have like a forum that you can talk to them for and continue your training.
So I guess for most people who struggle with allergies, one of the frustrations is that very seldom is there just one. So what I'm hearing you say is that you really would need to have this treatment done for each specific allergen. So it might take more than one time doing this until you hit them all.
It could for something that there's a lot of allergens. So people who have really severe seasonal allergies through all the seasons, it's going to be several treatments to get all the different pollens. But if your only allergy was cats, then it's just the one treatment, which we also see a lot of.
Can you do multiple at the same time, or is it better?
No, you can do as many as you can fit in the ear. Wow. So like a smaller ear.
As many as you can. You would look, I mean, you could look so hardcore.
You could. You know, you can only fit so many. It's a really tiny space.
Yeah.
But like I've gotten, I think the most I've ever done at one time is 9.
Wow.
How many does she have? 3?
3, yep.
Oh, wow.
And like I've done little kids, so I treat kids as young as 4 as long as they're willing. I will not force a kid, so they have to be like prepped. But we've been able to really improve like life for a lot of kids. I had a little boy who was severely allergic to mold, constantly sick. We treated it and he was fine after.
That's amazing.
Does it ever, I only have a minute left, but allergies often then trigger asthma attacks. So is there a benefit there?
Yeah, that'll turn it off.
Wow.
And I also have allergy-induced asthma and exercise-induced asthma, ironically. And it has been helped, like I've not been coughing as much in the evening either. So
because if you picked up on it, Sarah is a personal trainer. That's why she said ironically. That's really amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, when people reach out to you, they can schedule appointments online, but not for the allergy because you've got to have some time.
We actually have now turned on that online booking for it, but we will call you and follow up and make sure we get all the information.
Okay, so Sarah's going to go home and grab all of her cats.
All of them.
And hug them tightly. And then here's how you can get in touch with Dr. Jess Fletcher at Acu Chatt. She's down on East Main Street. So acuchat.com is the website, 708-5651 if you do want to call. You looked great last time, but you look even happier today. So
yes.
congratulations.
I am happy. Thank you.